Welcome back to We Are Austin. Chronic pain or numbness caused by conditions like neuropathy is a common complaint the experts at Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness address. We talked to one of their clients who finally got relief for this debilitating condition. Take a listen to what she had to say.
I went through rectal cancer and they put me through a lot of chemo and a lot of radiation. So I had digestive problems and I had chemo-induced neuropathy in my feet that was just killing me. In my right foot, it was just so numb. My left was like 3/4 numb and I couldn't stand it. They told me it was permanent and it was unacceptable, completely unacceptable to me. And I'm glad I thought it was because I got to find Doc Brown. We started working on it after my digestion was somewhat under control. And this is the first spring in 2 years that I've been able to garden barefoot.
August is National Wellness Month, and for people dealing with chronic conditions, the term wellness can be quite triggering. Here to discuss how they approach long lingering issues is Dr. Lucas Brown, founder of Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness. Good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning, Chelsea. Thanks. And yeah, I would totally agree with you. The word wellness can be triggering, and it's great to have a month to talk about wellness because it reminds us to get plenty of sleep, eat healthy, exercise, take your supplements. But I feel like when we really think about it, that's kind of a privilege of those who are already healthy. And so the people who need to work towards wellness the most are those out there living with chronic pain like neuropathy, fibromyalgia, anything where they're told, oh, hey, just take this pill and live with it. Right. So our message for those people this wellness month and really any other month of the year is that there's hope. So we can help you get your life back.
Yeah. And that is your goal there at Rosedale, is to get their lives back on track. Are there chronic complaints that you see and maybe treat a lot?
Absolutely. So I would say we're most known for treating neuropathy. That's probably the number one thing we treat here. We also treat a lot of, chronic pain, if you will. Fibromyalgia is the prime example of that.
Yeah.
We treat a lot of post-COVID, so long haulers. And that's really different for everyone. And that, as you can imagine, has really shifted throughout the years. Initially, it was loss of sense of smell and taste and crippling fatigue. Nowadays, we're seeing a lot of still the crippling fatigue, but really bad brain fog and even nausea and vertigo. So it's shifted throughout the years, but it can be quite debilitating without real treatment out there. And on top of that, I would say basically all of the itises, which means anything inflammatory. So osteoarthritis, arthritis, diverticulitis, medial and lateral epicondylitis, which in the clinic we've just started calling pickleball elbow.
Oh,
so
that's the thing now.
I think tennis elbow is what it's commonly known by, but here, we're just starting to call it pickleball elbow. So
pickleball is definitely taking over, and with any type of sporting events, it puts your body through a toll of different ranges that it may not be used to making, and sometimes that can lead to injury. We all know that. Doctor, if wellness can be a triggering word for some of these people with those chronic ailments, what would you say your clinic offers them to help treat them?
Well, one, it starts with hope, like I mentioned, right? Like if you've just accepted your fate and accepted what you're dealing with, you're not going to change. So I think first it starts with hope. But I think beyond hope, the word that we use a lot in the clinic here is resiliency. So time and time again, I have patients come in and they tell me, you know what, Dr. Brown, I've just objectively had like the most stressful week of my life, but none of my symptoms flared up. I didn't have any pain, didn't have insomnia, anxiety, or whatever they're affected with. And I think we're talking long-term here, my goal is long-term relief for my patients. I love seeing my patients, don't get me wrong. But my goal is not to see them, every day or every week for the rest of their lives.
Right.
I want them to get their life back. And that means a life outside of my clinic.
Yeah.
And so having them be able to go out and face life and face all those stressors, whether it's physical, emotional, or just environmental stressors, and not have symptoms flare up, I think that's the real reward for this treatment.
Yeah, and I can totally see that. How does Rosedale go beyond just providing the quote unquote wellness?
So yeah, our name is Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness. So which I'm now realizing is a bit of a misnomer because we do so much more than just acupuncture here. We blend a lot of really cutting edge therapies. And that really, not to be a McDonald's and the Big Mac here, but I feel like that's our secret sauce. Every patient is different. Every treatment looks a little different for every patient, but we don't want to rely on just acupuncture and any just one thing. And then also, we offer so much more beyond just wellness. We want to restore people's quality of life. And so now that I'm saying this out loud, I think maybe we should change our name to Rosedale Hope and Resiliency or something like that.
Yeah, it definitely certainly has a ring to it. Doctor, this was amazing. All the work that you guys are doing to help heal people from the inside out is incredible. Where can we go to learn more?
So our website, rosedaleacuwell.com. Yeah, just I would say for all new patients, we start out with a consult. So if you're a hot mess, which is a medical term, if you got 15 different things going on, feel free to schedule a consult with me and we can help you sort it out. And that's where it starts. And if I feel like we can help, I'll give you my best recommendation. Can't help everyone, obviously, not a miracle worker here. But I've been doing this for a long time. And if I feel like I can help, I can have a pretty good idea what that would look like.
Amazing. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time this morning on We Are Austin.
All right. Thank you, Chelsea.